All right, so we're going to be looking at inclusiveness here on Proving Grounds Play. Let's go ahead and grab the IP address. We'll start off with this guy right here. I already did this box. Did it the other day when I was on duty. So let's go ahead and make directory, or actually CD into Proving Grounds. Make directory for inclusive. Spelled that wrong. That's okay. For inclusiveness. All right, let's go ahead and start off with a Rust scan here, right? So we got port 21, 22, and 80 open. So FTP, SSH, and HTTP. Let's go and try to FTP into there with an anonymous account. All right, we can get in. And one thing I like to check whenever I can FTP into somewhere is can we put something in there, right? So let's go ahead and echo touch or to echo test into test.txt. All right, and we'll go ahead and we'll go to put test.txt. And we can put that in there. So we know we can transfer a file into FTP, right? If we try to put it here, put test.txt, we cannot. But we know we can put it into pub. So most likely there is a var FTP pub, right? That's what we're going to go with from the beginning here. Let's go ahead and grab this guy right here. We'll go ahead and we'll see what we got here. We got a default Apache page, okay? Nothing really in the source code here, so let's go ahead and run a Ferox Buster on it for our default Apache page here. We'll just use big.txt for like right now. Oh, it says that I can't connect to anything. Okay. Let's try one more time. Probably because I did HTTPS. I didn't even do attack K or anything. There we go. All right. We'll leave that FTP. We can actually close it out because it'll end by itself anyways. We'll let this guy run, see if he picks up on anything, and kind of just go from there. Might take a minute here. We keep looking at stuff. We try to go to robots.txt, I guess, like real quick. Whoops. Let's try to go to robots, some of that. That's weird. Okay, you are not a search engine. You cannot read my robots. Okay, let's go ahead and about config. I'm going to change this out like right here. Make ourselves, so what we're going to pretty much do is we're going to make ourselves a Google bot. We're going to make ourselves look like a search engine. Okay, so what we're going to type in is general user agent override. General user agent override. Okay. And if you're following some things from earlier on, this may be a little bit different. We're going to call this a string. We're going to add it, and we're just going to say this is going to be Google bot. All right, now let's go ahead and refresh this page. And we should get more information here. Let's go ahead and stop this Ferox Buster. And we do. We see secret information. Okay, let's go ahead and check that out. And it looks like we have some information about DNS zone transfers. Let's click on English. And once we go to English, you see question mark language equals English PHP. Let's go and see if they have LFI in here. All right, start off with something easy, right? And we do. We have LFI. Okay. So now let's go ahead and let's reconnect to that FTP. And let's see if we can actually get to var FTP test.txt because we just threw that in there. All right. Pub, var FTP pub, right? And we do get to it. Okay, so we see that test.txt. So let's go ahead and copy over reverse shell in here now. And we'll just call it shell.php, make my life a little bit easier. Supply that shell.php. Let's go ahead and grab ifconfig here. And let's also FTP back into there with anonymous. Right. And let's go with CD into pub. We got my IP address already. So let's go ahead and sublime that shell.php. We'll come down to here and we'll go ahead and throw that in there. All right, there's my IP address. And we'll start listed around port 1234. And let's go ahead and put shell.php into here. And we'll go ahead and we'll call for it up here and see if we get ourselves a reverse shell. And we do. Okay, and we are www data. Cool. So we cat our scripts full shell. All right, and we'll go ahead and Control Z and grab get our full shell going here. If you are looking for these strips and things like that, they are on GitHub. I've been getting asked this question much more lately. They are on GitHub under Overgrown Carrot 1. If you just go to repositories, there's my notes like right there. That's what I always look at with my cherry tree document, okay? And we also have our scripts in here too. If you go down, scripts, and this will give you, I mean, it's been last been updated 5 months ago, but I haven't really put any new scripts in there. But there you go. And I also have a bunch of my tools in here and things like that. So if you go to tools, see a bunch of these different tools in there, right? A lot of PS1 tools, things like that. And also, if you go to invoke everything, that's like where a lot of my actual scripts are actually at. And some more tools like enum-ad, things like that. Okay, so we're here now. And let's go ahead and let's see if we have a sudo tech L. We do not. Etsy cron tabs. Okay, it doesn't look like there's anything there. Let's go ahead and add cat scripts SUID lookup. See if there's anything for SUID lookup. And we do. We have a home tom root shell. Let's go ahead and cd in home tom. See if we can actually look around in there. We can. Let's go ahead and cat that root shell.c because we see that we have our root shell here. And we also have the program link right there for it. And this looks like it's doing something with printf, you are blank user, your UID is blank at UID. So it's probably trying to make sure, okay, so user Tom. So we can go ahead and do a printf Tom in a file called who am I? Because this isn't asking for the whole, this isn't requesting the like slash user bin who am I, the whole path there, right? So let's go ahead and cd in a temp, and let's create a file. And we'll echo printf Tom into who am I? And we'll go ahead and change mode to 777 for who am I? And now we just have to tell it that temp is within our path. So let's go ahead and do an echo $path. We see that, of course, temp is not in there, right? So let's go ahead and do an export path equals /temp and $path. Now we can go ahead and echo that path again. And we see that /temp is now in there. All right, along with everything else. So now let's go ahead and run that home tom root shell.c. And we do see that we are now Tom. We have a root shell, actually. So if we go to ID, we are root, cd into root. And we go ahead and we can read that proof.txt. So I hope you all like this one. Hope you learned something with it. It took me a minute to figure out about that Google bot thing, especially on newer systems, because a lot of them had older ways to be able to do it, and newer ways just didn't add up. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with it, so hopefully you do too.